and welcome to another Facebook Live with Dorwest, the leading experts in herbal pet care. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for another live, which is good.
Exciting.
Exactly, we're going to be live for 30 minutes or so hopefully you can tune in with us. So for those that don't know, I am Sarah Baxter and I'm joining Jo Boughton-White, who is Managing Director of Dorwest.
Hello everyone, good evening.
So say hello if you're watching, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a thumbs up, let us know you can hear us. So Jo has over 20 years of herbal pet care experience, and Dorwest as a company have been supporting pets for over 70 years. So you are in excellent hands if you are joining us for our live or if you're watching us on replay. So Jo, what are we going to be talking about tonight? It's all round herbal pet care,
really.
Everything and anything, isn't it?
Exciting.
So if you've got any questions at all, anything to do with herbal pet care, anything to do with any types of ailments of that anxiety, all sorts of different things, just pop a comment below. I want to make this as interactive and fun as possible, so join in, say hello, give us a thumbs up, and if your question is answered during the live, they will receive...
You'll win the product that I recommend.
Yay!
So just pop them down below, and if there's any other questions about the business, about products, about anything we're doing, if we're going to have good shows next year, or anything you kind of think, oh, I must ask Dorwest that, then this is a great opportunity. So just pop them below.
Yeah, you've got the MD here ready to answer all your questions. So we've had a few questions in advance. We'll get going already. If you are watching, just give us a like and a thumbs up, and let's say hello, just so we know you can hear us properly. Jo, we've had some questions in advance. We'll dive into those straight away.
Lots of different ones.
So first of all, we had a question from Mike Green. So thank you, Mike, for your question. Mike has asked, with all the storms around at the moment, which
very topical
with all the sort of thunderstorms and things like that, with all the storms around, how much valerian liquid or valerian compound can you use as a top up? He's got a 32 kg greyhound and he uses 12 tablets as well pre-storm. So valerian compounds is great, isn't it, for this time of year, or if there's any storms or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Just to have in the cupboard ready to use, because it's really quick acting. It's only like 20 minutes, so it's great for these unplanned events, because I know the storms seem to be kind of going, well, you said coming down the country at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We're okay in Dorset at the moment, but if you suddenly hear crack of lightning, you know what's happened here. So have it in hand. So Mike, it's absolutely fine. I see you're giving 12 tablets, which is the higher end of the dose, which is fine. It's the 2 tablets per 5 kilos. And that's fine, because obviously you're not getting a lot of pre-warning. So I don't know if you give 12 in one go, or perhaps like 6 in the morning, 6 later on the day. And if you do that, it's absolutely fine to top up with the valerian compound, especially if they're doing along and then suddenly it really kicks off. Then that's when you use it. For your size dog, a 32 kilo greyhound, it'd be basically a 5 ml teaspoon you would give, which sometimes worth, because it's got a pipette, is just working out how much, and I just tend to then pop it in, a couple of pipettes worth, whatever's easiest. If you want to measure it out and pop it into their food, you can do. Sometimes people give like a little bit of something tasty, and it's easier rather than, because it does have quite a strong herbally taste, and they are extracted through alcohol, which has pure herbs in it. So they do kind of sometimes go like everywhere. So I normally pop a little bit of food, or I just give them a treat straight away afterwards, and then you've got that positive reinforcement of it as well. So they're thinking, I'm going to get a treat. But you could safe to do that once, like normally around once a day you're talking about evenings, probably just once in that period. If you're already giving up to the maximum skull cap and valerian, you're not going to overdose, and that's fine, and that should just help them. I mean, it's not going to stop it completely, but it'll help them feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more chilled, not climbing the walls, because obviously it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's all been lovely weather, and suddenly you hear all
crash bang wallop out there.
And it's thunder and lightning, isn't it? And also really heavy rain can be really upsetting on the windows or on cars and things as well. So yes, So that is perfect. Make sure you all get it to hand, because it looks like these storms are going to be on and off for a couple of days, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's great as well that it's so fast acting, 20 minutes. Like so quickly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
That
Perfect.
can be good. So Mike, hopefully that has helped answer your question, and you will be receiving that product as it's been recommended.
The valerian
from
compound.
Joe tonight.
We'll get that tonight.
So we've got a few people joining in. We've got Jenny Sherry from Sherwin Boxes. Angela's here. Kay,
Hello,
Joy.
everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you all so much for joining in. Thank you. So second question, one that came in advance, Joe, was from Chris Bennett. So hi, Chris. Thank you. Chris has asked, her dog Santi is on Keeper's Mix and Omega oil from you, but has just picked up fox mites. Do you have anything to help? She is on a tablet from the vet to kill them, but she's still itching. So
dear.
Sort of the after effects. What would you recommend?
Oh dear. It's unlucky when they pick it up. It's hard, you know, because it's obviously from fox sarcoptic mange as opposed to demodectic mange. You're right. You obviously vets and appropriate treatment, get rid of it. I would say to recommend, you've got your Omega Star, and that is going to help help the quality of the skin, and when it's growing as well, make good quality skin, because obviously it will be a little bit damaged. And you've got your Keeper's Mix as well, which will help regrowth of the coat as well. If they've lost a bit of coat over it, you normally get that bit of baldness as well. I would recommend giving garlic and fenugreek tablets daily. So that is it's a licensed medicine, and it is one that is licensed for skin conditions. But the other thing is that garlic and fenugreek is brilliant for it's minor infections, but also it's antibacterial, and it really external parasites really don't like garlic. No. So this time of year,
not just vampires.
No, anything like that, anything biting. So I tend to give them a good dose, every day, regularly, almost go up to the higher dose if you need to, if you know that there's lots of things around, if your dog's prone to getting harvest mites between the paws, things like that. Cute. So up the garlic and fenugreek. I would definitely be giving that on a daily basis, and I give mine every day anyway, because just from when they're 8 weeks of age all the way through their life, it really does have health benefits. But definitely over the summer, and if you're in an area with lots of urban foxes, which is where it is picked up from, so that's a perfect one. So
brilliant. And Chris is actually watching. So Chris has said, "Hi ladies, I had to sort Santi out thunderstorms." Oh no! Great response to your product again.
I hope you had some valerian compound.
Fingers crossed. I hope Santi's okay. And Chris, and hopefully Joe's answered your question that you sent in advance, so you will receive
some garlic and fenugreek. You have to let us, if we do answer your question, if you email in to info@dorwest.com, let us know what weight Santi is as well, and then we can make sure we can recommend the right dosage at the same time as well. So I wonder where these people are, where the thunderstorms are. I'm getting worried now.
I know. And actually, we've just seen it's just gone. Actually, Mike, who's also watching, saying thank you for answering the question. But he was also dealing with some thunderstorms. His dog is in his safe place in his crate. That's his safe place. That's another thing, isn't it? If a dog is feeling stressed, the valerian will be good. But we were talking about before, having a nice sort of safe space could be
safe space and nice treats. Do some little distraction games if you can. It's very hard when it gets like that, and especially at the moment, because I don't know, our dog's always in and out the garden, everything's open, and there's suddenly a thunderstorm, and you're thinking, I'll bring them in. And one of my dogs is very noise phobic, so I will be doing the same when I get home as well, getting ready.
Absolutely. And we've got quite a lot more of you joining in, so if you are just tuning in, thanks so much. We're live for half an hour. I'm Sarah, this is Jo Boughton-White, Managing Director. We're talking about all-round herbal pet care. Any questions you have, do pop them in the comments below, and we'll try and answer as many as we can tonight. And if not, don't worry, because one of the team will come back to you in the coming days.
I just saw a question pop up, which I was just going to quickly answer, which is the Charlotte Edwards King question.
Okay, so it's Charlotte saying, hi, my boy has colitis a few weeks back, but he suffers with skin allergies really badly. I bought some Soothe and Calm shampoo, which I've used, fab. We've just lost the question.
And I think she's given, and you bought some garlic and fenugreek tablets and green relief, which is probably part of the skin pack, but you're worried about upsetting his tummy. So What I would do with that, they shouldn't upset tummy, but obviously they are very sensitive. You can imagine garlic, you know, a large amount of garlic, you imagine if you have a curry or something like that, it kind of could irritate it. So I would just start on a low dose. I don't know what weight dog is. I would start even on a lower than recommended, just to see how he reacts to it, rather than go in at a full treatment dose start off with. So start off slowly and build up. I'm going to recommend a product to you as well, which you'll get because I featured your question. That is tree barks powder. Now, tree barks, I actually haven't got it to hand to show you. I always have it. It's my go-to product. I haven't got it. That is so good for colitis. If they're a dog that is prone to sometimes little bouts, you just pop it in the meal every day. Slows down the passage of food, soothes the tummy and the intestine, or you can just use it as and when, but some dogs just have it every day and it just keeps things ticking over, and those more frequent bouts just become a little bit less frequent. So but yeah, I always have it on hand. So email us in and we'll get some tree bark sent to you as well. But yeah, with those other products, just start off a bit slower and just see how they go. That's
just
the
building
best
up
thing.
that gradually, isn't it? With anything, trying something.
Every dog is so different. Like you can give a food to one dog, it's fine. Give a food to something else, no, it doesn't agree with it. And it's the same, obviously, with our products or any other products. So yeah, just start off slowly. So I'm glad you like the shampoo there as well. So
that's really good. Nice to have that feedback. Speaking of which, because if you order any of the products, actually, you get some samples of all of some of the shampoo
for this month.
For this month of August, so get your orders in. You've got the Soothe and Calm dog shampoo. That's oatmeal and lavender.
Scent and Shine, and our Clean and Fresh. So if you place an order on the website, there should be a drop down box and you can just choose one sample customer, choose which one you want, and if you ring up, the team will talk through about them and you can choose yours then, and that will pop in free of charge, so you get to use that. It's quite a big sample, so it should do even the larger dogs as well, or a couple of small dogs. So
I saw something from Red Paw Pet Supply saying they've also got thunderstorms down there at the moment, but saying about the Skull Cap and Valerian's been a good product for them, so it's been working well.
Devon, aren't you? So well, maybe they've missed it.
Yeah, maybe this is
that'd be nice.
It's waiting for our live to finish and then it's gonna all go. So okay, we've got quite a few different people coming in. We've got Val here, Sarah, Charlotte. Thank you so much for joining in with us. Great to see you. We're trying to get to as many questions as we can.
Should we do the one about the Rudy? Because this is quite topical. We've been asked lots about it as well.
This is coming quite a bit. So we had one from our Instagram pages. So if you don't follow Dorwest on Instagram, you're missing out. Head on over to Dorwest over on Instagram.
Yes.
Rudy, the Red Doberman, posted a question. This is very topical at the moment, saying, "Hi, I'll be going back to work in September after spending nearly 5 months working from home with my boy." So many of us have been having to work from home now, and then that transition phase back to work. She says, "I'd like to start him on your Skull Cap and Valerian tablets ASAP to help ease the transition. He has mild separation anxiety. He's due for surgery next week, and I've heard that Valerian can interact with anaesthetic. Should I delay starting the tablets until after his surgery, and any other advice you may have regarding separation anxiety?" And that's from Jules and Rudy. So quite a common thing at the moment. Lots of you might be thinking about or starting to go back to work.
And it's great that people are thinking about it rather than just assuming in some ways that everything's going to be okay, and it might well not be so great if they're really used to you being at home all the time. It's a bit like after sometimes people with children, summer holidays as well. Similar, we get September blues with dogs, and that's a question we get asked all the time as well. So well done, Jules. Skull Cap and Valerian is absolutely perfect for this. I would definitely be starting to give a few weeks before you actually go back, so it kind of gets into the system and he's feeling really nice and relaxed before you've done that kind of going back to work and they're left a bit more. So that's it. So they're really nice and chilled and happy in themselves. And there is loads of things you can do. I'm not a behaviourist, and I'm sure if you want to speak to her, there's lots of information online about this situation. But definitely, dogs love routine, don't they? They're so routine driven. So you want to get them back into that new routine kind of earlier, almost like kind of practice, isn't it, to do it? So
run through, dress rehearsal, isn't it?
So walking at the time of day that you will be walking them when that happens, so they don't get all those extra walks, and then perhaps working in a different room than they will be in. making sure we've got enrichment toys that are safe obviously to be left with them and all that sort of thing. So so skull cap and valerian, you can use the 1 per 5 kilo dose, or if you need to go up to the 2 per 5 kilo if once you start going back to work you find you think he is getting a bit anxious, so you can do that. I mean, those dog cameras are brilliant if you have those, aren't they?
So
good to check on as well.
Just to do little, and some of them you can even talk to them. So
I know,
I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
but regarding the operation, which was the other part of your question, I mean, I would always say, I think if a dog's going in for an operation, I would stop anything, stop any kind of supplements or medication, and unless the vet says obviously to keep it on it a couple of days before, probably sensible. Valerian shouldn't, but obviously they are relaxants. They could lower the blood pressure a little bit. Anything can interact with the anaesthetic. I will say we've never had a report of a dog using skull cap and valerian and had an interaction with an anaesthetic. And of course, there's lots of cases where you haven't been able to stop because it's not a routine operation like an emergency surgery. So we haven't had anything like that. Sensible choice. I would definitely stop about a week before. Like turmeric, we often recommend it as well because some of them are slight blood thinners and things like that. So so I would don't start now, wait until the operation. As soon as they come back from the operation, give it then as well, because it helps him relax while he's recovering if he's in a bit of pain as well.
Which is good. And always just consult with your vet as well if you've got any specific questions.
Definitely.
Just a double check. But I think just be prudent. I think is always the safe option. But as you said, no sort of issues have been raised before, so hopefully Jules and Rudy, that will help you and help any of you as well. If you're sort of getting worried about having to leave your dog at home, always sort of contact the team here.
I saw a little feedback just popped up from Beth Brandt, I think it was. I've had to write down because they fly up. And she was saying that she has a valerian compound at home and she's popping some on the bedding it's helping him sleep at night. And that is another way you can use it. Obviously, it is for oral administration and it relaxes the nervous system, but sometimes a few drops on some a tissue or something and popped in the bed really does help, because the same as we
with lavender oil, isn't it? Something you pop on your pillow and things.
I know somebody that said they put it in like a reed diffuser. I think it made me so sleepy as well. But a reed diffuser in the house. But that can be a nice one. Dogs that don't settle at night, you can pop some as well. If they want skull cap and valerian, then pop some on that and pop it into their bedding. Like older dogs as well, they get a bit unsettled in the evening or anything. So thanks for that feedback, Beth. That's great to hear. I'm glad it's helping.
And good extra tips as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So, keep your questions coming in. We're going to try and get to some more as possible. We've got Nikki Grant here who's saying you've just started it on skull cap and valerian, so that's really good as well with your dog. 5-year-old boy, anxiety's got a lot worse. Just started him on skull cap and valerian. So great, Nikki, that you're helping with that.
A 60 kilo dog, so you're going to be on quite a high dose. I would say that when you get up to the very heavy dogs like that, you don't always have to go up to the 2 kilo per 2 tablets per 5 kilos. So this heat is not good for my brain. 2 tablets per 5 kilo, you'd be talking a high. So I would start on 1 per 5 kilo. You're still going to be talking about 12 tablets a day. Split morning and evening. See how he gets on with them. You can go higher, but obviously you do kind of get that. Very large dogs just don't need quite the high amount. So so let us know, Nikki, how you get on. Hopefully that will help relaxing him. We'd normally say give for at least 3 weeks. Build up. Someone, Charlotte Mason saying about putting valerian on a dog bandana would be helpful. That's a new one to try, actually. Yes, I'm sure someone said about doing that. So that's actually under their nose so that they can do it. I tend to do it for travelling with young dogs sometimes, because I don't want to stress them by necessarily putting something in their mouth just before. If I've missed putting in the food, pop it on a little cloth, pop it in the cage, and it just relaxes them as well. So that's good as well. Right, that probably. That leaves that one. We have got the one on Instagram, the monster. That's it. We've got one question. There's another one from Instagram. This was the monster. The name. Monster. The monster. They've got some dogs coming over from Spain. So, what is the best to put our foster dogs on when they arrive to support health and recovery after several days' journey from Spain in a van? Oh, okay. So long travel. Coming back, need some sort of top up. Foster dogs too, so we don't really know. So for kind of all-round health, and there was someone else that asked about it as well. All-round herbal health, we would always recommend our Keepers Mix, which is our lovely supplement. It's 8 different herbs in there, and each one is for a different part of the body.
Yeah,
there's
amazing.
nothing else in it. It comes in, this is the big tub of it, actually, it's 500 grams here. It comes with a little measure spoon in it. And yeah, each one's for digestion, one's for the coat, and so just make sure they're getting kind of everything they need.
Yeah.
It's got all the like natural benefits within those herbs and minerals, vitamin C, antioxidants. So it's a great one. So I would think that's great for any dog that perhaps hasn't been is not in recovery as such, but hasn't perhaps been in the best condition. So yeah, that will help them. I mean, not necessarily the journey, but definitely just
The recovery.
The recovery.
Yeah.
So that's one. I mean, and I would obviously be looking, if you've got a any nervous dogs, I'll be looking at skull cap and valerian, because that helps that transition so well. So any dogs going into new homes, rescues or rehomes, anything like that, skull cap and valerian is great, and it doesn't mean that you're going to be doping them or anything like that. It just keeps them relaxed and makes them think, I've really got nothing to worry about here, this is all going to be okay, which is what you're trying to reinforce your behaviour by having those. It calms the nervous system. So so the monster. Yeah, do get in touch with us, info@dorwest.com, and we can get your products sent to you.
I hope they
as
arrive all well and safe, and yeah, really glad they're coming over to be with you over here. So fingers crossed for their journey.
Oh, Nikki was the one we were just talking about that anxiety. Yeah, so 16 tablets and you're having to get down to about 10. Yeah, just see how it goes, and then what people do is they find something that works, and then they kind of just tweak it to say, I'll try less and see how they get on, and see if you still get the results. So yeah, that's fine. Can you give valerian long term? You can do, and there's no reason why you can't, apart from the fact we kind of recommend it gets in the system very quickly, doesn't last as long, so you don't get that coverage. So if you're giving it on a long-term basis, definitely go for the tablets. So that's the skull cap and valerian tablets, very similar ingredients, but you get that better coverage. And we normally always say split the dose, morning and evening as well, and you just get that better. And that's the liquid. So I normally say for kind of short-term effect, use the compound, but if you're giving a long-term, like rescue dogs rehoming, and separation anxiety, anything like that, go with the tablets.
So yeah, your compound is more for like an unexpected, like thunderstorm, for example.
Yeah,
and maybe your skull cap and valerian is more of a regular thing. So Jenna Knight, so thank you, Jenna, for that question. And then we had another question in advance, Joe, which was from the By Far Pointers. It's from Instagram, saying, my bitches often have phantom pregnancy after their season. Is there something you can recommend?
We have so many questions about phantom pregnancy. That's one of we got a great blog on it. It's one of our most read blogs. It's something that affects a lot of female dogs. So phantom pregnancies. Once your dog's had a phantom, you'll probably find they'll have a phantom every season unless you're new to them, and if there's a reason you're not keen on neutering or don't want to, or you're going to have a litter at some point, and obviously it's managing those phantom pregnancies. Fortunately, this sometimes can get worse each season as well. So the first one you think, they look a bit bloated, that's kind of normal. Next one you might see teats enlarged, then you might get milk, and then you can get the behavioural issues, so they're looking for puppies, they're unsettled, and all of that sort of thing as well. So we have the only licensed herbal medicine for phantom pregnancy, and that's raspberry leaf tablets. So that's the raspberry leaf in the nice pinky purple type
lovely colours.
The raspberry leaf, you have to be consistent though. It's not it's in a phantom, I can give it a tablet, it's going to stop it. It's not, it doesn't work like that.
Consistency is key.
It is. So you need to get some in ready, and then when they have their season, from day one of the season, so as soon as they've come in, you give a daily dose.
Perfect.
And you continue all the way through to when they would have whelped if they had been mated. So basically it works out at they would have been pregnant for 9 weeks, and there's normally about a week 4, so it's about 10 weeks worth of dose, and you continue right through, because quite often people say, they've gone a bit strange now, and their behaviours, and if you work it out, quite often that's when they would have had puppies at that point, so a couple of months after a season, and then you see the behaviour. Definitely raspberry leaf if they have phantoms. If your bitch doesn't have phantoms but you're a bit concerned, I always give evening primrose oil to mine before an evening, much like humans as well. It just really helps just support those hormone changes, balance them out. find them a little bit less grumpy.
Oh,
all those benefits.
Yes.
So, but yeah, raspberry leaf is the one, and there is a great blog. Just to say that there's quite a lot of questions, and we can't get through them all.
Yeah.
Our team will go through and answer them all.
Yeah.
If you have anything that's really you're really worried about, and you want quicker, then do email us at info@dorwest, or give us a ring tomorrow and someone can chat through with you.
You've got a great team here all ready to answer your questions. So so don't worry if your question hasn't been answered.
They're all really experienced, all dog lovers, all here to chat to you. So please do just ring or just drop us an email and they'll get back to you quickly.
And like you say, there's also a whole heap of information, isn't there, on your website, on your different blog posts. Different sort of ailments or different types of things. So
the blog's great. There's always new blogs. A couple are going up every month. Most common conditions and issues, and also other things like winter dangers and loads of information on there as well. So that's great. Green relief is out of stock. I was going to address this. It is completely out of stock at the moment. There will be some information going up about this shortly. Those of you who are familiar with us, we have had a few stock issues with green relief over the last couple of years, which has got to the point that we're unhappy. So we've had to make some changes. We are moving to a new manufacturer, which is actually really good, because it means hopefully we won't have these out of stock issues. So in the meantime, we are out of stock while we're doing that transfer. So it will be back in stock in September. We'll be taking pre-orders. The good news is that it's allowed us to change the formulation slightly.
It's really good, really positive.
Actives are always the same, so that's fab. But there won't be. There is some sugar in it at the moment and some lactose in that formulation, and that will be gone. So that's great. People ask us about that all the time. And it's also going to be a slightly smaller tablet, so really good and still crushable, so it'll be easier to administer as well. So I'm really sorry about that. And we will be updating information on the website, but it will be back in about mid-September. And hopefully we won't have outages again. So the most important to us is to make sure we can supply your animal with the product, because we know you depend on us for lots of conditions. So it will be back in. So there might be some places online, some of our stockists and stuff might still have it in, like Redpaw or other online ones. You might be able to go to, pop down your local pet shop. They might still have it in there. But won't be too long though. Okay, so
a bit of patience,
stick with us.
A bit of patience for now, but then hopefully in the long term there won't be any issues. And like you said, there's so many positive benefits from this, so you'll reap the rewards afterwards. So Angela, don't worry, it will be coming back. So just bear with it. Brilliant. Okay, and then we've just got
they'll be making biscuits with keepers mix in.
Wookie, our mini schnauzer, is enjoying my homo biscuits with your keepers mix in it. Helen K. Brilliant. Well, that's good.
Tell us your recipe, Helen, and so we could do a little bake-off.
Love that. That was really good. Really good. Well, it was great to to try different
I saw a couple of questions about cooling dogs down. June, you just put one. I think Kay put one up earlier. So cooling dogs down, it's obviously we don't have anything other than we can recommend things like the cool towels and things like that. But there are some herbs are definitely more cooling to the body, and some herbs are more heating to the body. Turmeric is actually quite a heating herb actually, so you might be not careful with it, but you might want to reduce that down if your dog is one that really suffers. But the supplement we recommend, and is normally for dogs that get a bit bit irritated skin and like more hot spots and get a bit overheating, and that's our Easy Green, which is it's a powder. I haven't got it to hand show you. It's a green pot, and that's got parsley, watercress and spinach. I knew it was something else. Spinach, and it's really finely milled. It's bright green, but those are all very cooling herbs, and it's really lovely, really fresh. It's a lot of raw feeders use it if they haven't had time to do any veggies or anything like that. I do tend to give that a lot around this time of year in the summer, when they're starting wanting to eat green things and they're starting to suffer. I mean, it's not going to. We can't stop the heat from the sun and things, but it will just help they are very cooling herbs. So that is a great one to give as well.
And then obviously in terms of like when you're walking your dog, keeping them cool, just general things that you can do anyway. But that's great. Right, well, we're nearly out of time. Do we have?
Oh, are we?
Do we have time?
Oh, okay. Right.
Keep us mix. Should we do this one more really
quickly?
Yes,
the shampoo one.
Yes, just one more really quickly. From Ashley Melvin saying, hello, my dog is allergic to grains. I'm just wondering if it's safe to use the oat and lavender shampoo on her.
Okay. Oat is a grain, so if they're allergic, they've been diagnosed allergic to grains, I probably would avoid it. It depends, I suppose, whether they're just sensitive to it, if they take it internally, or whether it's like if they get in contact with it, they can come up with it. I mean, our 3 shampoos are all really natural now. So before, we always used to recommend the old oatmeal, which is now called Soothe and Calm, for any sensitive skins. But to be honest, they're all great. I mean, oatmeal is really nourishing, which is why we tend to recommend it. But either our other shampoos would be fine if your dog's a bit sensitive. So I would probably go down either of these. The Clean and Fresh one, which is got the black peppermint, eucalyptus and lemongrass, and really good when there's lots of bugs around at the moment. Eucalyptus, mint, lemongrass. So mine had the bath. They had the first wash in the green, this one, and then they have the Scent and Shine, because I love the smell of this one.
That one really is the gorgeous. They're both gorgeous, but that's really special.
And that's got like rose geranium and orange and jasmine, but they all are like SLS free. They have parabens in them, and they've all got some aloe vera extract actually as well. Nice, so they're all calming. So if I was you, if your dog's allergic to grain, I'd go for one of those. And we answered your question, so if you email us in, choose which one you'd like, and we'll make sure we send the right one to you. But yeah, I mean, I would be a bit careful if your dog is allergic to it.
And then remember, if you make any orders during August, you will receive. There's a little drop down, and you get your sample of any of one of the 3 shampoos, so you can check your preferences. That's just up until
Sylvia
August.
said, no questions today. Want to let you know your new shampoo smells delicious.
Oh, lovely.
I know. I have to keep the dogs are annoyed with me. I keep washing them. I'm like, you
more
smell nice, then they roll again, and then I wash them again, and everything.
Well, that's half an hour. That's flown by. God, it's gone really quickly. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. As Jo said, if your question was answered during the live, drop the team an email at info@dorwest.com, and you will receive that product. If your question wasn't answered, don't worry, because one of the team will come back to you in the coming days. So don't worry, the team are always here. It might take us a little bit of time to get through all the questions, but we will. So we'll get back to you, and you can always give us a ring or have a chat anyway. Yes, exactly. Andrew's saying, good job, ladies. Let's do this again. Absolutely. We'll be back. We'll be back
when
soon.
It's less hot.
Yes, less hot. Yeah, especially by these lights.
Thanks for joining us on this evening.
Thank you. Hot, we really appreciate it, and everyone stay safe, and we will see you again soon. I'm going to run around the table and press end now, so I'll leave Jo to do a wave while we say goodbye.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.